So you may recall recently Israel retaliated to Iran's direct attack on Israel, and they destroyed Iran's air defense missile system, but also people speculated their nuclear facilities too. Well, it turns out in a new report that Israel destroyed a secret Iranian nuclear site in the October strikes. But here's the brilliant thing. This nuclear site was secret because it was not permitted under an international treaty and pact that Iran had signed. And therefore, if they admitted and said Israel has attacked this nuclear site, then they would be admitting the fact that they have broken the treaty, and therefore they would suffer as a result. So Israel, using ingenious Talmudic logic, said, we're going to get somewhere that will seriously hamper their nuclear efforts, but in a way where it will be almost impossible for them to retaliate. They use similar logic, by the way, in getting their air defense systems, because they know now that Iran's thinking, well, if we attack Israel again, when Israel comes after us next time, that's going to be even harder, that we're not going to have the air defense missile systems to do anything. I want to read to you the report of JNS, which said, the Israeli airstrike on Iran last month, the details are really interesting, destroyed a secret nuclear weapons research facility in Parchin, 19 miles southeast of Tehran, which is what Axios reported on Friday. The clandestine site held sophisticated equipment used for testing explosives needed to detonate nuclear devices, the report read, citing 3 US officials, 1 current Israeli official and 1 former Israeli official. The Washington-based Institute for Science and International Security acquired high-resolution satellite imagery of the facility, which showed that it was completely destroyed in Israel's October 26th attack. Israeli and US intelligence agencies began noticing activity in the Talahan 2 facility in the Parchin military complex in early 2024, which had been largely inactive since 2003 when the Islamic Republic froze its military nuclear program, according to Axios. One unnamed US official quoted in the report said, quote, the Iranians conducted scientific activity that could lay the ground for the production of a nuclear weapon. It was a top secret thing. A small part of the Iranian government knew about this, but most of the Iranian government didn't. Although President Joe Biden asked Jerusalem not to target Tehran's nuclear facilities, the site in Parchin was chosen as a target because it was not part of Iran's declared nuclear program. This placed the Mullah regime in a position where admitting a hit to the site would expose its efforts to resume activity forbidden by the Treaty on the Non-Proliferation of Nuclear Weapons. Moreover, quote, the strike was a not-so-subtle message that the Israelis have significant insight into the Iranian system, even when it comes to things that were kept top secret and known to a very small group of people in the Iranian government, the report cited a US official as saying. Last week, Rafael Grossi, the director of the United Nations International Atomic Energy Agency, visited Iran for the first time since May. He is expected to meet with his agency's Board of Governors in Vienna this week for a vote on a resolution to censure Tehran for its lack of cooperation with the UN nuclear watchdog. Speaking about the tensions between Israel and Iran, Gross said during a news conference in Tehran on Thursday that the Islamic Republic's nuclear installations should not be attacked. Earlier in the week, Israeli Defense Minister Israel Katz suggested that Iran's nuclear facilities may be targeted. Iran is, quote, more exposed than ever to strikes on its nuclear facilities. We have the opportunity to achieve our most important goal, to thwart and eliminate the existential threat to the state of Israel, Katz said. Israel's 2 assaults against Iran's air defense system this year have left the country vulnerable to future attacks, with all 4 of Tehran's Russian-made S-300 surface-to-air missile batteries destroyed, according to US media. On April 19th, Israel took out one of the S-300 systems in response to Tehran's first ever direct attack against the Jewish state. On October 26th, in response to a second Iranian attack, Israel targeted 20 sites in Iran, destroying the remaining 3. Quote, the majority of Iran's air defense was taken out, a senior official told Fox News. Now, this really is remarkable, and it shows the ingenuity of Israel. And it's an amazing thing to see after 2,000 years of the Jewish people as second-class citizens, downtrodden and persecuted, finally able to strike back, defend themselves with an army and with some level of sovereignty. And all I would say is that this notion that we saw perhaps from President Biden, where they're saying, let's not retaliate, let's not escalate things, don't attack their nuclear sites. It's a very bad way. I mean, has history not taught us that this is a very unintelligent and amoral way of conducting geopolitical affairs? That all you do by doing that is just kick the can down the road? If they're developing nuclear facilities when they said they wouldn't, and they say every day they want to destroy Israel, I'm sorry, but Israel has every right to stop the threat. As the Talmud teaches, if someone rises to kill you, kill them first. That's not because anyone wants war, it's precisely because we don't want war. You stop someone bad that's rising up who wants to create a genocide or a war, whatever it will be, wants to be an aggressor, you stop them immediately. In the name of peace. In the name of avoiding bloodshed. And in the name of protecting your own people, which is absolutely just and moral and right. So, on the one hand, it's incredible to see the ingenuity Israel's showing, but on the other hand, I ask the question, I don't know. I'm sure they have all kind of calculations they need to make. Why not wipe out their nuclear bomb kind of capabilities right now? If someone rises to kill you, stop them. Either way, I'm not in the decision room, and I'm sure there's all kinds of issues to take into account. And and Israel has certainly shown a huge amount of ingenuity in trying to avoid all-out war or mass non-combatant casualties while targeting the enemy, like the ingenuity of that Pages attack going after Hezbollah. People told us it was going to be a massively bloody war against Hezbollah in terms of civilian or non-combatant casualties. And look what Israel's done. Looks like Hezbollah has been degraded militarily by about 80%, with very few non-combatant casualties on the enemy side, which is what the international world community demands. So I suppose what I'm saying is, at the very least, the moral justification to right now go and destroy Iran's capabilities to attack Israel, God forbid. The moral justification for that is absolutely there right now. No matter who says, don't escalate things, don't create more tensions. You have every right to do that if someone's coming to attack you, and this should be common sense. But in case it isn't common sense, it is certainly Jewish morality. If you've made it so far in this video, I have a request for you. JTV has been having a really big impact in spreading the truth about Israel and creating positive associations with the Jewish people, Judaism, and Israel. We've really grown a lot, particularly in the last year, and we're having a really significant impact, both for Jews and non-Jews. But I really want to take JTV to the next level so we can start to compete with the other big online media beasts that are often peddling anti-Israel content. And the way we're going to do that is to scale even faster. So I'd love to build a team where we have other presenters doing shows like me, let's start doing documentaries, supplementary content, animated content, etc., etc. And to do that, I'd like to build a bit of a team. So what we're going to do is we're going to do one fundraising day, just one, where we try and build up some funding in order to fund such a team. Now, to do that, it's going to obviously require people to get involved. And I'm wondering if you would consider, if you're watching JTV content and appreciate what we do and want to help partner with us in taking this to the next level and spreading the truth farther and wider than ever before, I wonder if you'd consider partnering with us simply by running a mini page on the fundraiser that we do, where you just reach out to your contacts on that day that we choose to fundraise and see if they'll all chip in. If you'd be up for doing that, of which I would be so grateful, then please click on the Google form link in the video description of this video, where you can simply just put in a few contact details. It'll be a very small commitment, as I say, literally just one day that we'll all agree upon as a collective community. But the impact is going to be so big. There's such strength in numbers. If we all pull together and do this, we can take this to the next level. And as I say, all of us can partner together in bringing and spreading the truth to the whole world. So please do consider clicking on that link, filling in the form, and I'll be in touch very soon to talk about the next steps. Small commitment, but a big impact. Hi, thank you so much for watching. To watch another one, click here. To stay up to date with all our content, click here to subscribe. And if you're able to, you can help support JTV to grow and grow by clicking join below this video, where you can become a member and get perks including early access to videos and private live discussions with me. But most of all, you'll be partnering with us on our mission to change the world.